Here's Flamingo Star to the outside. They're in the gate. And they're off. Hypergamy stumbled a bit, but did break very alertly. Spring Line on the inside is flashing speed, and here comes Latte Love, and Latte Love ensures a quick tempo up to take the lead. Tiz Grace takes second. Flamingo Star on the outside third. Spring Line on the rail in fourth. They are followed by Chasing Numbers in between horses. Hypergamy is 3 wide, 3.5 off the pace. Then comes Island Home. Conquistadora is next, and it's a big gap to the trailer Authentically. They move on to the backstretch with Latte Love, the target. Leads by a half length over Flamingo Star in second. 2 more, Tiz Grace, Red Colors third. Hypergamy is in fourth, 4 lengths off the lead. Then Spring Line, followed by Chasing Numbers toward the half-mile pole. 2 clear of Island Home, Conquistadora, and 5 to Authentically. They have less than a half mile to go. And Latte Love has been in front throughout, leads it by a length. On the outside, Flamingo Star in second. Then comes Tiz Grace on the inside. Hypergamy moves up outside of her and takes that third spot as they move around the far turn. It's another 3 lengths. Conquistadora inching up outside Spring Line. Chasing Numbers loses ground. Authentically getting going on the outside of Island Home. Top of the lane, and Latte Love still there. Has a 3-length lead with 1 furlong to go. Tiz Grace trying to bridge the gap in second. On the outside, Conquistadora. Spring Line on the fence. 16th pole. And it's Latte Love, and Mirko DeMuro all the way, scoring by 3 decisive lengths. Tiz Grace second, Conquistadora, and Spring Line was fourth. And they're off. And it wasn't even beginning. Invincible along the inside is flashing the most early speed. Navy Man is up close, and in between those two, Zombo, Bombo, and Mystic Flyer in the mix as well. Seattle Breakout, Cupid's Crusader, 3.5 off the pace and 3 clear of Harama. They passed the half-mile pole, and it's Invincible leading the way, 3/4 of a length, chased by Zombo, Bombo, and Mystic Flyer outside of them. Then comes Navy Man. Cupid's Crusader is 5th, 3 lengths off the lead, followed by Harama and Seattle Breakout. Invincible, the speed throughout. Zombo Bombo continues to apply pressure with 1/4 mile to go. Mystic Flyer is just outside of them. Cupid's Crusader in the red is looking for a spot to run. Just behind them, Harama is next. They're 1 furlong from the finish. Invincible, Mystic Flyer on the outside. Now Cupid's Crusader gets a clear shot and is storming down the middle of the racetrack, and Zombo Bombo too. It's Mystic Flyer short lead. Zombo Bombo matching strides. Zombo Bombo outfinishes Mystic Flyer. Cupid's Crusader third. Invincible fourth. They're in the gate. And they're off. Clean start. Sharp as attack. Tougher than the rest. Both out quickly and vying for command. Proof He Rides comes away in third. They're joined by Rexford, who's down at the rail, moving right into contention, along with Daniel's Magic, who now takes that second spot and comes right after Sharp as Attack. Sharp as Attack short lead. Daniel's Magic presses now. Then it's Rexford along the rail in third, tougher than the rest. 3 off the pace in fourth. Doncic, Proof He Rides. And Harson is at the back, 7 lengths off front running Sharp as Attack, who takes him into the far turn with Daniel's Magic on the attack. These two are now 4 lengths clear. Tougher than the rest, third. Rexford at the rail, hard-ridden fourth. Joined by Proof He Rides, 3 wide, taking fourth now. Doncic behind him. Harson trails, quarter pole. And on the outside, Daniel's Magic is on even terms with Sharp as Attack, who keeps fighting bravely. Sharp as Attack, Proof He Rides, 3 back. in third now. And on the outside, Doncic is starting to come with a huge run. And here comes Doncic, blowing by the competition like the true pro that he is. Scores by a length. Proof he rides Daniel's magic and sharp as attack. In the gate. And they're off. Liberation quick out of the gate. Kara Rose up close, as is Lino's Angel in third. They're followed by My Cat along the rail. Four of them virtually across the track. Five clear of Tiger Lady. And after an awkward start, Lady Victoria, the trailer. They head toward the half-mile pole. And it is Lino's Angel just in front. My Cat along the rail matches strides. Liberation 3 deep, moving in from third. Cara Rose asks for a bit more. 3.5 off them now. 4 clear of Tiger Lady and Lady Victoria. Into the far turn. My Cat, Lino's Angel, and Liberation on the outside of them, keeping pace, just a neck away third. 2 more. Cara Rose now trying to mount a bid. 4 lengths in front of Tiger Lady and Lady Victoria far back. They're at the quarter pole. Liberation right to Lino's Angel. My Cat along the rail fights on. 3 clear of Cara Rose in fourth. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go, and Liberation has taken command. Opens up 3 now. My Cat, Lino's Angel, Cara Rose battling out the balance with a 16th to go. It's Liberation well on her way to victory. Liberation far too strong. Good battle for second. A no doubt about it win for Liberation. 2 for Hernandez. Lino's Angel fought off the bid from Cara Rose. Then came My Cat. Vodka partner of Santa Anita Park. Try the all-new Santa Anita Mule. Made with Kettle One vodka. Family made. Enjoy responsibly. Bring back up. And they're off. Hey Demps broke inward, but did break quickly. Here's Tavalara coming out to take the lead. No Other Like You alongside. And No Other Like You is quicker. Tavalara now second. Blue Oasis third. Miss Brightside is fourth. Blue Oasis is down on the inside, moving up to claim that third spot. Hey Demps is now racing in fifth. Then comes Lady of Power, 3 clear of Union Heiress, and Lead Away is at the back of the field. No Other Like You sets the tempo and opens up a 4-length advantage. Tavalara on the outside, and Blue Oasis kicks through to take second. They're followed by Hey Demps and Miss Brightside, fifth between rivals, 7 lengths off the lead. Lady of Power is next. Union Heiress, the distant trailer, is Lead Away. They swing onto the backstretch, chasing No Other Like You, who has a 2-length lead. Hey Demps goes to apply a mild pressure second. Blue Oasis is in third. They're followed by Miss Brightside fourth. Followed at the rail by Lady of Power, 4 clear of Union Heiress. Tavalara has lost significant ground since breaking on top. Now second to last and 10-12 off the lead. 4 clear of Lead Away. Into the far turn, No Other Like You, a length and a half. Hey Demps second, Blue Oasis at the rail, saving ground third. Then Miss Brightside, 4 off them in fourth, another 2 back to Lady of Power, who is asked to pick it up. 4 lengths in front of Union Heiress, Lead Away, and Tavalara. They're at the top of the stretch, and Hey Demps comes to tackle No Other Like You. Coming toward the wire, and it is Miss Brightside in front. Miss Brightside is going to win it over Hey Demps, No Other Like You third, and Lady of Power fourth. Cross right hands goes in. And And they're off. Lean Music Machine and Toppers at Seaside are the first two out. Cross right hands, Extreme Outside joins them, and Tap and Go moving into contention as well. Ballyhooligan at the post is down at the rail. Then Joser in the pink, 8 lengths off the early tempo. Ballyhooligan is a couple lengths in front of that rival. Springs is down at the rail, and 2 more back to Honor the Cat. Toppers at Seaside goes by the 6 furlong pole, prompted by Tap and Go, 3/4 back second, 3 clear of Lean Music Machine, and then it's cross right hands on the outside, 4th. Here's the favorite, Ballyhooligan, comfortable enough, inching up willingly at the rail to be a joint 3rd, racing 3 clear of Springs at the post, and Joser outside of them. Another 3 lengths back comes Honor the Cat. Less than a half mile to go, and Toppers at Seaside leads the way. Tap and Go now a full length and a half, 2 behind second, a gap of 5 back to Ballyhooligan in 3rd. Cross right hands is next. Joser is underway from 5th, as is Honor the Cat out of last on the outside. Down at the rails, Springs, Lean Music Machine has dropped out of it, and at the post is the trailer. They're a 1/4 mile from home, and Toppers at Seaside has a 3-length lead. On the outside, Ballyhooligan trying to get into second. Tap and Go is just inside of him. Then Honor the Cat in 4th. They're in mid-stretch, and Toppers at Seaside is clear by 7 lengths. Toppers at Seaside in a runaway, number 2 for Armando Ayuso. Toppers at Seaside all alone. Ballyhooligan could do no better than second. Then Tap and Go and Honor the Cat. In the gate. And they're off. Maz in the center out quickly, so is Drop 'em. And now on the outside here, September 64, sprinting by them all, and September 64 will set the pace. Tempest Volat now moves into second, followed by Broski, currently 3rd. Then Style Cat, widest of all, and down on the inside comes Drop 'em, 6 lengths off the loose leader up top. Tariff is toward the back of the field with the 2 trailers, Mythical Real and Earn Not Given. It's September 64, playing Catch Me If You Can, has opened up a 10-length lead. Tempest Volat in second, and Broski is racing in 3rd. Then Style Cat on the outside, and Drop 'em down at the rail. 2 more to Maz and Tariff, who are right next to one another, and then a couple more back to Earn Not Given and Mythical Real. It's still September 64 loose. Huge lead into the far turn. Tempest Volat, Broski, 2nd and 3rd. Style Cat, Drop 'em are 4th and 5th. Another 2 back to Earn Not Given, who races on the outside. And Tariff is down at the rail. They have a 1/4 mile to go. September 64 still clear, but the lead is shrinking. Here's Tempest Volat now angling out to take a big shot at the front runner. Out in the center of the course, Maz is finishing with interest. Broski in front of him. Inside the 8th pole, here comes Maz on the outside with good-looking strides. And Maz is flying home in the final stages. It will be Maz to mow them down convincingly. Photo for second ends up going to Broski just in front of Tempest Volat. Tariff was on the scene between those 2 late. Last call, Paul to the outside. And they're off. Mr. Machu Picchu is going to the front. Last call. Paul has speed. Targarius, Coach Cronin is in the mix too. They're followed by Ario racing 1 from the rail. Down on the inside, 1 Smoking Dude. Y'all Come is next, followed by Chasing Rain. And no more ding-dongs at the back. Compact field. Mr. Machu Picchu narrowly, 1 Smoking Dude. Coach Cronin applies pressure while 3 deep in 3rd. Targarius is in 4th. Then Ario followed by Y'all Come down at the rail. Just in behind them, Chasing Rain has 4 lengths to make up. He's followed by Last Call Paul and another 2 to No More Ding Dongs. Mr. Machu Picchu holds that lead over One Smoking Dude. Coach Cronin on the outside is in third. Now it's a gap of 5 lengths to the next flight, headed by Ario and Y'all Come. They're at the top of the stretch. And on the outside, Coach Cronin comes after Mr. Machu Picchu. Mr. Machu Picchu, Coach Cronin right up alongside. And Coach Cronin is up to take the lead and starts to open up. One Smoking Dude second, former point guard, then the coach at Murray State, Cincinnati, UCLA, and a multiple winner. Coach Cronin scores at the Great Race Place. One Smoking Dude second, Mr. Machu Picchu, and No More Ding Dongs. Waiting on I'll Have Another Kiss. They're in the gate. And they're off. Summer Lake bounces out on top. Isa Court is up close. Run a Mile in My Shoes. Nancy Griffith comes away fourth and on the outside. Passed now by I'll Have Another Kiss. Lady Montclair is down at the rail, followed by Miss Will. The 2 trailers are She's a Joker and Don't Mess with Tess. And Don't Mess with Tess is having a horrendous time in that first turn and is pretty much out of it. Around the first turn they go, and it is Summer Lake leading the way, 3/4 of a length. Isa Court is in second. They're followed on the outside by I'll Have Another Kiss taking third. Lady Montclair tucked in fourth. Run a Mile in My Shoes close up between rivals, just 3 lengths off the lead. It's another 2 more. Back to Miss Will and Nancy Griffith side by side. Behind them, She's a Joker. And indeed, Don't Mess with Tess is 30 lengths behind them. Less than a half mile to go. Summer Lake, the leader, prompted by Isa Court, who continues to travel alongside, and Isa Court puts the pressure on around the far turn. Run a Mile in My Shoes between horses. Lady Montclair at the rail. I'll Have Another Kiss outside of them in fifth as Isa Court has the lead. Nancy Griffith toward the back of the field. She's a Joker, Miss Will. They turn for home, and Isa Court is confidently handled. See what she has for the stretch. She's in front now, opening up on Summer Lake, 2 lengths back in second. Run a Mile in My Shoes third. Nancy Griffith on the outside of She's a Joker, 16th pole. Isa Court by 3. Run a Mile in My Shoes trying to hold second. It's Isa Court, much the best. Isa Court wins by 2. Nancy Griffith stormed home to get second. She's a Joker claimed third. Run a Mile in My Shoes took fourth. Fifth, Summer Lake completes the super high 5 with the enormous pool.
Hi, everybody, and a happy Saturday to each and every one of you. Delighted that you decided to join us. And did you know that 4 weeks from today is Breeders' Cup Championship Saturday? That's right, just 4 weeks away for Breeders' Cup weekend down at Delmar Thoroughbred Club. But it makes sense because a lot of Breeders' Cup prep races around the country, including right here at the Great Race Place. We've got 5 stakes races, but 3 of them are Breeders' Cup winning urine races. Let's face it, the other 2 also have Breeders' Cup implications. We'll get to that in just one moment. Also, it's Oak Tree Racing Association Day here at the Great Race Place. Founded in 1969, you well remember the Oak Tree meet during the autumn schedule here at San Anita. They've had a huge impact on racing. They continue to be very charitable toward racing. Many of the equine ambulances you see roaming around the main track throughout the day were donated and purchased by the Oak Tree Racing Association. So a tip of the hat to the Oak Tree Racing Association. Thanks so much for your support. We've got a lot of ground to cover with 10 races, and I brought in an Equibase chart caller and call taker. He's been doing it for quite some time. You've seen him on the seminar before. His name, Ellis Davis. Ellis, happy Saturday. Welcome to the seminar.
Tom, pleasure to be here with you. Thanks for the invitation.
You didn't steal that shirt out of my closet, did you?
I know you use a lot of these Tommy Bahami. I see you down at Del Mar all the time, Tom. You're always dressed to the hilt.
I'm very impressed and very honored that you would wear a Hawaiian shirt, because I know that's not part of your repertoire. Now, Ellis, you and I have been around the block once or twice.
Yeah.
How long have you been working at the racetrack?
Tom, I've been around the track for over 45 years.
Wow.
Most of the time with Daily Racing Form, and then switching over to Equibase in '98 when I came down here to Southern California.
And what brought you to the racetrack the very first time? Maybe not in terms of your occupation, but circle way back on the history books. What was the very first time you came to the racetrack? Was it with your parents, with your friends? Did you stumble it into your own? What was the very first experience at the racetrack?
Tom, probably at Sacramento for the state fair.
Did you grow up there?
We lived there for a while.
Okay.
We moved out from Chicago
Uh-huh.
when I was young, and spent some time in the Bay Area, and then in Sacramento, and went out to the state fair and just kind of got hooked like anybody else.
So you didn't go to the races in Chicago. You went to the state fair in Sacramento. Right. You stumbled into the racetrack, and you kind of fell in love with the game.
Chicago, I would have been too young, Tom, at 10. They wouldn't let me in.
There's a lot of shenanigans that go on in Chicago. I was born and raised there as well. But You stumbled into the state fair, and what was it that captured your imagination? Like, why did you say, I really love and appreciate the sport?
I might be like a lot of other people, Tom. It just so happens my first $2 bet I won. And you get kind of hooked from there.
Yeah.
But I just enjoyed the watching the true athleticism of the horse.
You didn't understand the gambling side of it.
No,
you just appreciated the raw beauty of the horse.
Exactly right, Tom. And from there, like that, I actually got a lucky break after working at a couple newspapers. One paper I worked at in Vallejo went on strike. I was on strike for 37 months. And then from there, when you're down and out,
had a fair track.
Yeah, and they raced there. We went out to the fairs there many times, all over Northern California. Then got a little bit of a break there where I went into work at Golden Gate Fields and Bay Meadows.
When you worked for the newspapers, were you covering either sports or horse racing, or like what were you doing for the newspapers?
Well, one paper I was a sports editor covering all sports. The rest, the other paper in Vallejo, mainly high school sports and local sports like that, but was at the racetrack at Golden Gate at least twice a week. Never met, I loved it. Would go there with a friend all the time. We'd bet the double and leave a lot of times. But if we hit the double, we might stick around.
I'm anticipating what you were about to say, because I say the same thing. I never met a racetrack I didn't like. In other words, no matter how big or small it is, just the whole community, the whole vibe of being at the racetrack, the cast of characters, the gambling aspect of it, sometimes the fine food and fine drink. I mean, it's a real social experience besides trying to make some money at the track.
Definitely, Tom. I mean, I enjoyed especially being out the fair circuit up in Northern California, where you go in a different venue every couple of weeks like that. And it was enjoyable because the fairs from where I was with my central base in Fairfield, California, I could get around to every place at all and come back within a couple hours.
As you can tell already in the preliminary discussions, Ellis has taken a look at a past performance or two throughout his lifetime. We've put him to the task and want to find out who he likes on today's excellent 10-race card, including those 5 stake races I referred to. But before we do any of that, let's toss the microphone over to track announcer Frank Miramati and get the early changes on today's beautiful Saturday afternoon card here at the Great Race Place.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Santa Anita Park, the great race place. The track is fast and the turf course is firm. There's a Sunset Pick 6 carryover. It starts with Gulfstream's ninth, more than $10,757. The new Sunset 6 combines the last three races from Gulfstream with the final three from Santa Anita Park. In the first, scratch number 8, Frank Bullitt. In the second race today, the Chillingworth Stakes, there are no changes. Race 3 is the American Pharaoh, presented by DK Horse, a Breeders' Cup win, and you're in for the juvenile division. Just a couple of blinker notes. Race 4. Middle pick 4 wagering offered, no changes. The fifth starts the $2 pick 6. Scratch number 2, Needmo Diamonds. Scratch number 3, Kid Kayak, 2 and 3 out of the fifth. In the sixth, scratch number 4, Medici. Late pick 5, all turf pick 3 start with the 6. Scratch number 13, Charlie's Curlin as well. No scratches, no jockey changes in the 7th. First leg of the late pick 4. The 8th is the grade 2 Rodeo Drive. Breeders' Cup win, and you're in for the Filly and Mare Turf Division, no changes. The 9th is the Oak Leaf, presented by Oak Tree Racing Association. A Breeders' Cup win, and you're in for the Juvenile Fillies Division. And in the 10th, scratch 1, Schwarzenegger. That was a program scratch. Note that 13, Send It Mo, will carry 2 pounds overweight. Those are the changes on today's card. Enjoy your day here at Santa Anita Park. The Coast to Coast Pick 5 will be offered as usual on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays as well. Let's go back to Quigley's Corner. His special guest today is Ellis Davis, the mayor of Ferndale.
Welcome back. We're talking horses with Ellis Davis. As you heard Frank Miramati say somewhat facetiously, he's the mayor of Ferndale. Now, you would go up to Ferndale every year, obviously. It had a special place in your heart. I've never been, but everybody that used to go there, unfortunately, now it's closed at the moment, bragged about how great the city of Ferndale was and how great the racing was. Tell us in your own words what made it so special, Ellis.
Oh, those people were so friendly, so supportive, loved horse racing. Tom, they ran there for 128 years there in that place. One of the few towns where you'd have a little town, 1,800.
Wow.
There'd be 5,000-6,000 people out there on the weekends for racing.
And I've been to Fresno. It's a similar situation. All those tracks, it was more like a community support, similar to Fairplex Park and similar to your first days at Sacramento. People just in those smaller communities, they just embrace the horse racing coming to their town.
They love it, Tom. Little half-mile racetrack, the only half-mile racetrack of racing in California.
Sure.
You're right on top of the action. They love it, and they've been doing it for so long. I mean, and it's a mainstay like all those fairs. The biggest thing at the fair is horse racing.
Of course. Well, Santa Anita, of course, is a mainstay as well. And we've got a great 10-race card on tap today, Ellis. So let's find out who you like on today's card. Kicking things off in race number 1, where we're sprinting 6 furlongs in the turf course. The turf rails today are at 0 feet. Of course, race 1 begins the popular 50-cent early pick 5. This race is for Calbred, allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of 1 other than 1 scratch. Scratch the 8, Frank Bullitt, still leaves us with a full field of 11. Morning line favorite is number 5, Glorious Life, who is 7-2 on the morning line. But the current choice at the moment is number 9, Cullen J, down from an 8-1 morning line favorite to 7-2. Before we get your thoughts on the race, Ellis, I wanted to take a look at a replay that a number of these runners exited. Specifically, 4 runners exit the last race on September 5th. It was the fourth race at Del Mar that day. It was a 5 furlong turf sprint, and Om of the Brave, Glorious Life, and many others in this field, including the runner on the bottom, Checks on the Way, all exit this race. The runner I want you to pay attention to in the replay is breaking from post position number 1. That's Om of the Brave, who, at least in the past performances, you would think would not like the extra distance of today's 6 furlongs compared to the 5 furlongs the last time he ran. But I would beg to differ based upon this video replay. So let's listen to Larry Colmus describe the action back on September 5th and watch the runner breaking from the rail, and the Om of the Brave.
They're off. And the Home of the Brave on the rail for the front with Glorious Life showing speed right up alongside Potito is away running in third outside of those two. Frank Bullitt came out running in fourth. Then it's Far Western fifth down toward the rail. After that, Prince Prancelot. Second last is Case Hit. Checks on the way is last of them all as they race for the far turn. And the Home of the Brave by a neck. Glorious Life right up alongside in second. Potito 3 wide outside of those two, dropping back a bit third. Frank Bullitt his fourth along the inside. Then Case Hit coming to the top of the stretch. And the Home of the Brave joined by the favorite Glorious Life. The two of them turn for home 1-2. And the Home of the Brave and Glorious Life arrive at the 8th pole together. Case Hit trying to come and get them. Checks on the way, closing down the center. Then comes Frank Bullitt. It's Case Hit who's coming strongly on the outside. And here's Case Hit and Umberto Rispoli to get up and win.
Ellis, Case Hit might have won, but as we watch the gallop out here, there's the Home and the Brave battling back. As a matter of fact, it fooled the camera person. The camera person is following number 1 and the Home of the Brave, who actually did not win the race. The winner was number 9 in the Gary Barber Pink Silks, Case Hit. Therefore, my point is the Home and the Home of the Brave, despite looking in the past performances like he got past, which he did, he was the only lone survivor of the pace duel, and I think he's going to run pretty well today. You're going in a different direction with the current morning lane favorite, and I understand why, Ellis, because those outside post positions sprinting on the Del Mar turf course were not advantageous. I think Cullen J, your top pick in the race, ran better than what it looks on paper.
Definitely, Tom, and had to need the race too last time out like that after a long layoff. I thought I like his style because I think he'll be close up to that the leaders like that and can pounce in the stretch. He's run well on the turf course. 1 win, 2 seconds, and 3 starts on the turf here. And the last time, the reason there for the lone bad race that he's thrown, he got shuffled back early from the inside like that and really just maybe kind of tossed in the towel. But he needed that race. Blinkers on, has worked well since. He had a super drill September 22nd. I've got a lot of respect for Richard Baltus as a trainer and Hector Barrios aboard. Those are good connections right there, Tom.
And you also give a little love to number 12, Checks on the Way, as we can see on the graphic. Checks on the Way exits that race we just watched. It was the horse who finished 4th in the Redham Racing Silks. He ran a good race after being off slow as well.
Exactly. Despite that whole outside post that he's got here, he ran, comes off a real solid outing there at Del Mar last time out, Tom, where he broke last. I think the added the added furlong distance here is going to help his chances for sure like that. And Hernandez stays aboard. That doesn't hurt your chances at all.
It certainly doesn't. Race number 2 is the first of 5 stakes races on today's card. It's the Chillingwood Stakes. It's a grade 3 event for fillies and mares, sprinting 6.5 furlongs on the main track, named in honor of Mr. Chillingworth, who was one of the executives for the Oak Tree Racing Association. Race number 2 also begins the 50-cent early pick 4. Field of 5 in this particular race. Number 3, Tamra is the even money favorite. Tamra, obviously the daughter of Beholder, high expectations for her even off this long layoff. Not much to go on for Tamra, but we can see, courtesy of FirstTV.com, a workout for Tamra. It was a team workout on the main track back on September 28th. There's a couple of things I want you to look at while we're watching this workout. First of all, just ignore the workmate. As you can see, the workmate is an unraced maiden. That's not what's most important. There's 2 things that are really important. First of all, take a look at the final time for 4 furlongs, 47 flat. You know that Tamra is doing it very, very easily. Just look at the exercise rider's body language. The feet are in the dashboard, the arms are tight, and the elbows are basically in, not asking for Tamra for any sort of run. I really like this workout. Again, she's running against the clock, not against her workmate. She's always easily going to outwork her workmate. That's not the most important thing. The important thing is how is she doing basically a week ago? And in my estimation, she could not be doing any better. Look, finally, when the exercise rider gives her her head, how she takes off and pretty much runs effortlessly and very fluid. And this workout tab that you can see if you're looking at the past performances for Tamra are not Richard Mandela-like. She's got a couple of bullets in here prior to the September 28th work that we just saw. We know she has the class. We know she's going to be a short price. Are you going to put her on top and kind of consider her a free bingo square, Ellis?
I think she's a single here. If you're playing pick 5 tickets, Tom, and you're looking for a single, this looks like the obvious one. The work there, you talk about the work on September 28th. September 22nd was a very impressive work. I had some help here with the Southern California workout reports. They do a very detailed report here and really gave her a thumbs up on that 111 work from the gate. She's certainly looks fit off all those starts. And it's just a question, is she going to run as good as a 4-year-old, as a 2-year-old? I think so. And maybe, Tom, this is a stepping stone into the Breeders' Cup fillet mare sprint.
I think that's the plan that Spendthrift Farm and Mr. Richard Mandela have if Tamara runs well today. And we can see you give a little love to number 4, Chismosa. This is a bit of a sentimental choice because this theoretically could be Chismosa's last start as a mare. She's scheduled to sell at the Keeneland sale in early November. What a talented caliber she has been, Ellis. She comes and delivers her A game almost every single time.
Exactly, Tom. Look at that bankroll, $640,000, a multiple stakes winner. And I mean, here's a 5-year-old mare already, and she's going to make her 29th start already today. So she hasn't had too much vacation time.
Race number 3 is our second stakes race on the card. This is a Breeders' Cup winning you're in for the juvenile division. It's the American Pharoah Stakes presented by DK Horse. It's a grade 1 race for 2-year-olds going 1 mile and a 16th on the main track. We've got a field of 6. 4 of them trained by Bob Baffert, including the morning line favorite, number 1, Desert Gate. Many of these going sprint to route, including Desert Gate, who finished a troubled second in the Del Mar Futurity. 3-2 on the morning line. 6 ways you can go here, Ellis. Which way you going and why?
Oh, Tom, I've got to like Desert Gate. I think Brant is the best of maybe Baffert's 2-year-old stable. And Desert Gate ran a heck of a race in behind Brant last time out after stumbling at the start. The way this horse ran too in that 7 furlong race at Del Mar Futurity, I would think this added furlong and a half is not going to bother him one thing ever at all. The other horse I might want to throw in here, if I didn't single Desert Gate, would be Intrepido. The Jeff Mullins horse, who's got a benefit of a race at a mile, was very impressive last time out. Did show a lot more early speed than I think Mullins expected. And I kind of look for this horse to be in a stocking position this time. But I certainly think Baffert's holding all the aces here with Desert Gate, and Plutarch isn't too bad a shot here. If you want to take a shot with a price, a horse who's had 2 solid efforts at a mile, and he might make that 1 run in the stretch in case the speed stops.
Our seminar guest, Ellis Davis, his top 2 selections in race number 3, 1 and 2. If you have the past performances for number 2, Intrepido, you can see that he beat in his last race the 3rd place finisher, who was a runner by the name of Providence. Providence came back to win here. You'll recall that she's out of the very spectacular Dam Monomoy girl, I should say mare, and certainly it looks like maybe Intrepido beat a good field. One of the few non-Bob Baffert options you have if you're thinking of playing race number 3. Race number 4 on today's 10-race card begins the 50-cent middle pick 4. We're back on the turf course. 1 mile is the distance. Allowance optional claiming types. Non-winners of 1 other than. A good field of 10. Number 2, Cuban Confusion from the Phil D'Amato barn is the 3-1 morning line favorite. Talk to us about race 4, Ellis.
Tom, I kind of centered on here Souchet, the 5-horse. Once again, you got J.J. Hernandez aboard. It looks like a big day for him. I was impressed with it's a deep closer. He kind of ran up on heels last time early in the race like that. And that's the reason maybe why he just didn't fire in the last time out like that. I like the thing Lasic's back on here. I love John Sadler. I'm going to bank on the fact that there's enough speed up front here to set up for Souchet. The horse that I thought that might be a little bit of a price I was kind of glancing at here is a 4, Charge for Gold, who's been running against non-winners of 2 Company for the last several times. Now he's back in against just non-winners once here. There's not a lot of speed in here. I certainly think Phil Oviedo is going to have instructions for Kyle Frey to go to the front and go as far as you can. Let's see if we can kind of steal it up front here like this. Cuban Confusion, the favorite at morning line. He just looks like a tough kind of horse here where you just got to ride him perfectly to get, the timing. He got to the lead last time or 2 times out, or I should say the last start where he got to the front and he got run down late. He's had a case of second-itis. When you look at a horse that's 1 for 16 with six seconds. So I'm going to go with Souchet. And maybe as a long shot here, Charge for Gold.
The very talented and relatively new sire, Omaha Beach, has his stamp over many of these races. You recall in race number 3, we talked about the talent that Desert Gate has for trainer Bob Baffert. Here again in race number 4, we see the sire Omaha Beach for Ellis's second selection. Number 4, Charge for Gold, who, as Ellis mentioned, is in for the claiming tag today. Race number 5 begins the traditional $2 pick 6 here at Santa Anita. We start fresh today after paying out $3,800 to the winning ticket holders yesterday. In race 5, which kicks off the pick 6, we're sprinting 6 furlongs on the main track. Maine Special Weight Calbred 2-year-olds. There are 2 scratches in the field. Take out both number 2 and 3. Leaves us with a field of 8. The morning line favorite, number 6, Southern Melody from the Craig DeLassy barn, who's 3-1 on the morning line. Before we get your thoughts on the race, Ellen, one more video replay to watch. This is the race that Southern Melody exits. A number of these runners, again in this field, race number 5, exit the same race that Southern Melody ran in. I want you to focus on her. This race was back on September 7th. In the replay we're about to watch, she's wearing saddlecloth number 9. She's pressing early fractions of 21.61, 44.99. As you can see, he sticks around for a long, long time. He also was a first-time gelding this particular afternoon back on September 7th. But runners like Tommy Norris and Tamarindo Beach also exit this race. You'll be able to watch their performance. But to me, Southern Melody kind of stole the show. So let's listen to Larry Comas describe the action back on September 7th and watch the runner wearing saddlecloth number 9.
They're off. Billie Holiday just walked out of the gate. Good start by Tommy Norris on the inside and Southern Melody. It's these two to dispute the early lead here. Opening up from Need Mo Diamonds away running in third. Big Vengeance is fourth on the outside. Tamarindo Beach down toward the rail. Ocean Bear is next by 2. Then comes Factor P, followed on the outside by Mojo Mo. Then a break of another 2.5 back to Billie Holiday, who was slow to begin. They make their way into the far turn with 3 furlongs to go. Tommy Norris, Southern Melody alongside in second. Need Mo Diamonds ranges up alongside of them. Then Ocean Bear in fourth, just in behind the leading trio. Big Vengeance a wide fifth. Tamarindo Beach is next, and then Factor P, Billie Holiday, and Mojo Mo. Coming to the top of the stretch, Southern Melody pokes ahead in front. Tommy Norris is down toward the rail. Ocean Bear comes up on the outside of those two. It is Southern Melody with the lead in the final 16th. Ocean Bear on the outside, coming up on the outside of that leader. Ocean Bear getting there steadily. Ocean Bear and Umberto Rispoli up in time over Southern Melody. Then
Ellis, Ocean Bear did get up in time, but as we watch the gallop out here, Southern Melody's not done, and that's somewhat important because that replay we just watched was run at a distance of 5.5 furlongs. Today's distance is 6 furlongs, and you can see on the gallop out, Southern Melody did very well. Also, the winner, Ocean Bear, ironically, we're going to get to in a few moments. He's the morning line favorite in race 7 today, so a key video replay to watch. Having watched that replay, Ellis, are you with me with Southern Melody, or are you looking to try and find a different price?
Tom, I looked around. I looked long and hard here and trying to beat this favorite. And I just can't see it. I think, like you say, first time gelding, last time out, improved effort, a little bit of a change of tactics up on the lead here like this. So I think Southern Melody certainly is in a good spot on that outside post to sit off Tommy Norris. Tommy Norris got a bad habit of getting weak in the stretch here, so it should set up perfectly here for Southern Melody. If I was going to have an upsetter here, Tom, I just looked at the 10-horse Oracle of Paradise, only for the fact that he comes off 2 routers, should be legged up here for a sprint try here, and blinkers on, and he's worked well with the blinkers since that last race. So, but Southern Melody definitely is a horse to beat here, Tom.
Race number 6 begins both the 50-cent late pick 5 as well as the $3 all turf pick 3. Both wagers commence in race number 6, where we're traveling 1 mile on the turf course for maiden special weight 2-year-olds. 2 scratches, scratch the 4 and 13. Still leaves us with a dynamite field of 11. Morning line favorite down on the rail. First time turf for trainer Bob Baffert. Number 1, Falcon Jet, 5-2 on the morning line. 11 ways you can go here, Ellis. Which way are you going?
Got it. This was a tough race. I thought it was the toughest race in the card to pair down here. I went with 2 horses who ran together last time, finished up on the outside, 3rd and 4th. Honey's Choice, the 5-horse, Phil D'Amato's on fire.
Sure was. Yeah,
he finished hot at Del Mar, and he's continued right on here. 6 wins already early in this meet. And Rispoli is main man here. A closer here, but off that first promising debut, I think he's got a big shot here. And the 10-horse. Here's some more. The other one who finished just outside of him was outgained for 3rd last time out. Interestingly enough, Kimura rode the winner in that race. Stark contrast for Michael McCarthy. Here he rides. He's back on the stablemate here. And the one thing about here's some more. He's had some very good works. That Southern California Workout Report had him working right in company there with Seismic Beauty. The good one of the good mares for Bob Baffert like that, and worked in hand and well. I think that sets him up, and I think he had an improved try with blinkers last time out. And I look for these two horses to run together and finish strongly. The only thing that might scare me is Falcon Jet maybe getting the easy lead here and trying to just steal the race.
Let's turn the page. Take a look at race number 7. It's named in honor of the sponsor of our American Pharoah Stakes in race number 3. Race number 7 is named in honor of San Diego Park welcomes DK Horse. And also race number 7 begins the 50-cent late pick four. We're sprinting 6.5 furlongs on the main track for Calbred 2-year-olds, allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of one other than. A field of 9, the aforementioned number 3, Ocean Bear, who we just saw win in that most recent week play, is the 5-2 morning line favorite. 2-year-olds at this time of year are tricky, Ellis, because they can either improve or regress dramatically, which makes the handicapping element of it very tricky.
Exactly, Tom. And I went for a little bit of a price here. Jalisco, the 4-horse, since he claimed this horse off Felix Rondon, he's really improved this horse. The last effort was very well. He was a little bit off the rail in that time. And what stands out to me, he's been running against Calbred Company. That improved effort was against Open Company last time. He's back in against Calbreds. The inside speed with Ocean Bear and Can't Help Myself along with Reckless Rat, I think is going to set it up for this horse. So I'll go with the 4, Jalisco. The other horse I was looking at also in here would have been the 5, Fionello. I guess you pronounce it well. Finished well after stalking the pace again here in this race. Improved effort with the blinks in that I'm Smoking stake. And I like the jock switch here to Ayuso. 1-2 yesterday, off to a good start here at this meet. So you got a hot jock here and a good solid trainer with Doug O'Neill with Jalisco on the 4.
Race number 8 is another Breeders' Cup win in you're in. This time for the filly and mare division. It's the Rodeo Drive Stakes, Grade 2 for fillies and mares, going the classic distance of 1.25 miles on the turf course. Also, race 8 begins the popular $3 late pick 3. We have a number of invaders from back east, including number 7, Amber Cascade from the Michael Maker barn, 5-2 on the morning line. Also, Bill Morey ships in with number 4 Long Ago. So it's basically east versus west. Who do you like in race 8, Ellis?
Tom, I thought it came down to either the 7 Amber Cascade, the Michael Maker horse. Look at Michael Maker. He's won 155 races already this year. It's incredible.
Do the math. That's like more than 3 a week.
That's amazing. and he's bringing this horse out, hoping, taking a look, see if she's good enough maybe to run in the Breeders' Cup turf. So you've got to like him. Or her, I should say. I gave the edge, though, to Alpha Bella, who absolutely walked on the lead last time like that. They just, I mean, when you got fractions like that, running 51 for the half, 117 for 3/4, sure, you're going to hang around. There'll be a little bit more speed in here. And even if she doesn't have the lead, the tepid fractions are going to make it nice for her. Barrios, Sadler, tough combination. And there's not much other speed in here. So I think, like I said, if she doesn't have the lead, she'll be right up on there. And Amber Cascade, it doesn't show in that running line last time out, but this horse had to check in the upper stretch when a horse came inward on her. I don't think she was going to.
The chart caller missed it, huh, Ellis?
Yeah, well, the chart caller there is pretty sharp, believe me. But in that race like that, just check momentarily. It didn't affect whether she was going to beat Balaza that time. Balaza is one of the leading contenders for the Breeders' Cup filly mare, and she ran second to her. So it's strictly the 7 or 8.
Let's talk about the mechanics of being a chart caller, because I think most handicappers don't understand the time constraints you guys are under, because you got to go from race to race. So they run the race. You guys are kind of calling it manually and going back and forth. But then there is a pressure on you, men and women, to get that out and get the chart developed. So tell us just quickly, if you can, the dynamics or the mechanics behind it.
Well, you've got to call the chart to begin with like that. Now they've got a good setup with the drone, which lets you go back and you can check exact margins. Curtis Treese here does an excellent job. But like you say, you've got to go back. And then if you get a large field, Tom, you can't look at all 12 or 10 or 11 all at one time.
You got to get ready for the next race.
Probably looking at the 3 or 4 at one time. And you got to pick out spots. And the key thing is to catch the trouble.
Sure.
Curtis is excellent on that. And that's what you want to do. And you want to get that in the short comment line, because that's the thing that comes out in the form and people get a chance to see. Most people don't see the footnote because that's just written there. You can only go online for it. Only owners, trainers, maybe look at that. But to get that key thing in the short line comment, that's it.
It's a labor of love and a hard task, that's for sure. Race number 9, Ellis, begins the $5 late daily double. It's the final official Breeders' Cup winning race, this time for the juvenile fillies. It's the Oak Leaf Stakes, presented by Oak Tree Racing Association, a Grade 2 event for 2-year-old fillies. Going a mile and a 16th on the main track. Bob Baffert trains 2. He's won this race 13 times, including the morning line favorite, number 6, Explorer, who is taking blinkers off, going sprinter out, 4-5 on the morning line. What say you about race 9?
Well, Explorer's a horse to beat, definitely like that. And it looks like she's going to have things her own way on the front end. And then Baffert's won this race 13 times. That's amazing. But I was going to go with, I like the Mark Glad horse, Lawala. I thought that was a pretty solid effort last time out in the debutante. Frasu stays aboard. He can only ride in the graded races today. He stalked in behind traffic last time out, angled out, finished well. The added distance is only going to be in her favor like this. So I think she'll run down, explore in the stretch. The horse the filly I thought might be kind of interesting for an upsetter would be Hamika, who I think is going to be up on the pace or close to it off that last time. Got fried with those fast early fractions last time, the debutante, but she's worked awfully good according to that Southern California workout report. The 2 works since then have been outstanding, and I think she's going to go out there fast and maybe keep Explorer honest on the front end.
We close out on an outstanding day of racing in race number 10, which offers $1 super high five $1 super high five wagering with the abbreviated sprint distance of 5 furlongs on the turf course. It's the Speakeasy Stakes for 2-year-olds. There are 2 fillies in the field. Number 4, Queen Bay, and number 9, Bourbon and Ginger will take on the boys. We've got a field of 12 after the program scratch of number 1, Schwarzenegger. The morning line favorite, drawn right outside of the scratched horses. Number 2, Twilight Delight, shipping in from Kentucky, has really done nothing wrong in 2 career starts, but a lukewarm 3-1 morning line favorite. We need a winner for a dinner here, Ellis. Who's it going to be?
Well, I was really impressed with Ventry Strand's first race, that maiden outing like that. Wow, she sat in behind, reserved off the pace like that. And when Barrios tapped her one time left-handed, she just took off and just split rivals there and won very impressively like that. She's trained well since. And that race that she won last time, Tom, was validated when Mulholland Drive, who ran 3rd in there, came back and won by 2.5 lengths next time out. It's a tough race. You can make a case for a lot of horses in here. And I mean, dirty, and there's plenty of speed here too, which might set it up for Ventry Strand. But there's some other horses that have to be respected. I mean, when Wesley Ward brings a horse out here, this horse Basio, the 8 horse, won very nice last time out. And how many times have we seen these 2-year-old fillies, Wesley Wards? They look like beat the gate, so to speak, like that, and just zoom to the front and they're gone. Well, this filly looks like it's certainly going to do this. Hernandez aboard, and I'm sure he's looking, if this horse runs impressively, wins here, it's right onto the BC Juvenile Sprint. So, but Tom, one thing I wanted to just throw out here, I thought it was an interesting play looking at this race here, because Bourbon and Ginger's run well at a price. I kind of like Brigantine, the 11 horse, who was just overmatched in those 2 states last time out here, and his best try was on the turf the first time out. So I was thinking of playing for $6. You can have some fun here with a 10-cent superfecta. You box the 6, 8, 3, 9, and 11 for $6. And if you get lucky with a Bourbon and Ginger 15-1 in there, you make some money.
Bet a little to win a lot. That's the theme of the seminar. That's for sure, Ellis. We covered a lot of ground, but we've still got 2 more wagers to talk about that we haven't talked about. They involve races both from Gulfstream Park and San Anita. First of all, the popular $1 coast-to-coast pick 5. Minimum, low 15% takeout. We've also got the Sunset Pick 6, and you saw throughout the duration of the seminar, there was a banner on the bottom of the screen promoting the $10,000 carryover in the $1 Sunset Pick 6. That's right. It's a $1 minimum with a low 15% takeout. You don't have to worry about the CAWs as well. $10,000 already in the kitty. Traditional pick 6, not a jackpot type of a wager. Ellis, thanks so much for making the drive up here and joining me on this seminar. Always a delight, I should say, to talk horses with you. You do an outstanding job, and obviously keep up the great work.
Tom, thanks very much.
Thanks to all of you for watching as well. Hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the afternoon, everybody, and good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps. Here's our national anthem. Good afternoon and welcome to Santa Anita Park, the great race place. Track is fast, the turf is firm. Here are the changes. Keep in mind at 2:07 we start the Sunset Pick 6 at Gulfstream. It's their 9th race. Last 3 at Gulfstream, last 3 at Santa Anita Park. In the first scratch 8, Frank Bullitt started the early Pick 5. The Chillingworth is the second race today and no changes. Third is the American Pharaoh, presented by DK Horse. Breeders' Cup winning you're in for the juvenile division. Blinker notes. Fourth starts the middle Pick 4. And there are no changes in the fourth. Pick 6 starts with the 5th. Scratch 2, Need Mo Diamonds. Scratch 3, Kid Kayak. 2 and 3 are out. In the 6th, All Turf Pick 3, late Pick 5 wagering offered. Scratch 4, Medici. Scratch 13, Charlie's Curlin. The 7th, first leg, late Pick 4. No changes, except for the blinker note on number 8. The 8th is the Rodeo Drive. It's a $200,000 Breeders' Cup win and you're in for the Filly and Mare Turf Division. No changes. The 9th, the Oak Leaf, presented by Oak Tree Racing Association. Just the blinker note. And then the 10th, program scratch of 1 Schwarzenegger, 13 Send It Mo, 2 pounds over, super high 5 wagering offered on the 10th and 10th only. Enjoy your day at the Great Race Place. We've got the Coast to Coast Pick 5 with a low 15% takeout. It starts today with the 4th from Santa Anita.